He who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Matthew 13, verse 9. Day 145. Psalms chapters 60 through 62. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee, when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Psalm 61, verse 2. Welcome to my daily bread. It's Sunday, May 25th, and today we're invited into the heart of David during times of war, weariness, and worship. These psalms are short, but they carry deep cries of trust and desperation. Let's reflect together. In Psalm 60, David writes during a military defeat. He's honest. "O God, thou hast cast us off. Thou hast made the earth to tremble." But he doesn't stop there. He moves from lament to confidence. Through God, we shall do valiantly. Even in defeat, David lifts his eyes to the one who gives victory. In Psalm 61, we see a deeply personal prayer. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. David seeks refuge, not in strategy, but in God. He remembers the shelter of God's wings and asks for legacy. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, and he shall abide before God forever. This is a psalm of trust, trust that doesn't ignore pain, but moves through it toward hope. Then, in Psalm 62, David declares something powerful. Truly my soul waiteth upon God, from him cometh my salvation. This psalm reminds us that real strength isn't in people, positions, or possessions, but in the quiet trust we place in God alone. He repeats this truth to himself, because sometimes we have to speak to our own soul. Trust in him at all times. Pour out your heart before him. Let's reflect deeper. Where do you turn when you're overwhelmed? David didn't hide his emotions. He brought them to the rock. What does it look like for you to cry out when your heart feels heavy? Are you reminding yourself of who God is? In Psalm 62, David speaks to his soul. Sometimes the loudest sermon you'll ever hear is the one you preach to yourself in a quiet room. Have you made God your only source, or just one of many options? David says, "My expectation is from him." Is God your plan A, or a backup when all else fails? Are you building a rhythm of worship in the midst of warfare? These psalms were written in times of battle, yet they're filled with hope. David teaches us how to worship even when the war isn't over. As we close, God is not just your shelter in peace. He's your stronghold in battle. He's the rock that's higher than you, and he's waiting to lift you up even when you can't climb. So today, don't carry it alone. Pour out your heart. Let your soul be still. And remember, salvation doesn't come from your effort, but from your rock. Thank you for joining me today on Daily Bread Reflections. Tomorrow we'll read Job chapters 41 and 42 as we witness God's final word and Job's complete restoration. Until then, stay steady, stay anchored, and keep returning to the table. There's fresh bread waiting for you every day. If today's reflection blessed you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us spread the word and reach more hearts with God's truth and grace. Tap the bell so you never miss a new devotional. Let's keep growing together, one day, one verse, one fresh word at a time. Thanks for being part of the My Daily Bread family, where the table is always set and the bread is always fresh.